Eric Magidson here. I hope you're having a good day. This video is going to cover the SUMIF and SUMIFS formulas in Excel. Basically, these formulas are used when we want to sum values based on criteria. The SUMIF formula works on a single criteria, while the SUMIFS multiple formula works on multiple criteria. So I have a couple criteria here, and what we're going to do is sum a value within this list based on the criteria. Now, of course, my list is only 33 rows long, but certainly even with that, we wouldn't want to manually have to do a sum based on criteria that we pick. So these formulas become very valuable, especially as your data grows. So in this case, the first one is a single criteria. We want to sum the salaries, but only salaries that total greater than 100,000. So notice greater than means we're not going to include 100,000. So if there was an exact salary of 100,000 in our list, it would not be included. So simple way to get to these formulas, go to the AutoSum function, and if we didn't have it in our recently used list, we would type in SUMIF. So the SUMIF adds the cells specified by a given condition or criteria, in this case a criteria. So again, I want to encourage you to use the function arguments box. So the range is the range of cells you want evaluated, not necessarily the range of cells that we want to sum. Okay, so for example, we might want to sum the salaries of folks that have been here longer than 5 years. So notice in this case, we would evaluate this range, but sum this range. In our case, we want to total the salaries or sum the salaries based on salaries. So the range I'm going to use here, the range I want to evaluate, are all the salaries, C4 through C33. My criteria, let me get back up so you can see this. My criteria is going to be greater than 100,000. We leave off the commas, we leave off the dollar signs, greater than 100,000. Now, if our sum range was the same, you see it's already summed it for us. Now, I always like to complete the formula and be as specific as possible, so I am going to go pick the same range, although it's not necessary. I'll say OK. And if you notice, my value is 1.542, 500,000. So there are my salaries greater than 100,000. Now let's quickly do a SUMIFS function or formula. That's the one with multiple criteria. Our multiple criteria here is we're going to sum the salaries, but only for employees that have been here greater than or equal to 10 years and have a salary of greater than 60,000. So I'm going to come up here again, more functions, SUMIFS. The SUMIFS adds the cell specified by a given condition or criteria. We'll say go. There's my SUMIFS function. And this time we want to be real careful, because this time this is actually the first input is going to be, the sum range. Okay, so the values we want summed. Well, we want the salaries summed, so I'm going to pick the salary range. There we are. And my first criteria is greater than or equal to 10 years. So consequently, I'm not going to look for 10 years in the salary, but years with Contoso. So this is going to be my first evaluation range. And my criteria, again, is going to be greater than or equal to 10. Now on to my second criteria, salaries again. So my criteria range is going to be my salary range. There we are. And the criteria is greater than 60,000. So again, we're not including 60,000. If we wanted to include the exact value of 60,000, we'd have to say greater than and equal to 60,000, just like we did with the years. So there we go. If I want to see the answer, I can just hit tab real quick before I go off. Say OK. And there's the sum of my salaries that employees have who have been there greater than or equal to 10 years and who are earning greater than 60,000. So there's the SUMIF and SUMIFS formulas in Excel. Have a great day.